Hey Pristine Posse, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna talk about how things got a little spicy on our flight to Idaho. Before we get started, go ahead and like the video, give it a thumbs up because you know the tea is gonna be good, and be sure to subscribe to the Pristine Posse if you haven't already done so. Without further ado, let's get started. So I had a 3-day trip. The first day was going to Idaho. So I was the aft flight attendant and I was working with the forward. She was cool. She was a senior mama, golden girl, no problems there. So we take off, we're in the air, mind you, from Dallas to Idaho Falls. That's like a 2-hour and 30-minute flight. So this is a long flight. Keep all these little details in mind, okay? We're taking off and I have a couple sitting in main cabin extra. So we're gonna name them Jack and Jill, right? So Jack and Jill are sitting in main cabin extra. I come by to serve them and they ask for an alcoholic beverage. Let's say Jack asks for Jack and Coke, and then Jill wanted a glass of wine. I pour Jack and Jill a drink, and Jack proceeds to say, "Oh, you are so beautiful, by the way." And Jill looks a little bit uncomfortable. She was kind of like, and me being the flight attendant, I was like, "Oh, you know, thank you, thanks." Now the combo got a little awkward after he gave me a compliment. Not that he gave me a compliment, but that Jill was like in the middle and kind of just sitting there. And I'm like, do people typically give out compliments when their girl is sitting right there? Like, I don't know. So I just continue to do service, mind my business. And on the way coming back up, they asked me for another drink. So I'm like, okay. Pour up another Jack and Coke, pour up another glass of wine for the lady. And at this point, we're about 30 minutes into the flight. And they're on drink number 2. So we're about 45 minutes in, and I go to the restroom. When I come out of the lab, so the forward flight attendant informs me that Jack and Jill pressed the call button and she went to go see what they needed, and they said, "Hey, we'll wait for the other flight attendant, me." So I'm sitting here like, first of all, why on earth would you need me? Specifically me to do anything that you need. Why can't she do it? Why do I have to do it? Because now you want me to work when the other flight attendant was offering to work for me. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, I went up to them and I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they were like, "Oh, we just wanted another drink whenever you get a chance." And I was like, "Okay, cool, I'll get you another drink." So now I'm a little bit curious as to why they want my help. And I go and I look at the manifest. Now the manifest has a list of everyone's name, first name, last name, social, all that good stuff. I'm just kidding, it doesn't have social, but it has their first name and last name. So I noticed that Jill has a ring on and Jack is sitting in the window seat and he had his cup in his hand, so I couldn't see if he had a ring. But I'm looking at Jack and Jill and I'm like, okay, so are they a married couple? Are they engaged? Like, what's tea? So upon looking at the manifest, it says Jill Johnson and then it says Jack Richardson. So I'm like, okay, maybe they are a couple, but they're engaged, not married. So I'm like, okay, interesting. The only reason why I had to look at the manifest because I just thought it was weird that they were requesting my service only. So I'm like, do I need to look these people up? Like, who are y'all? And why do y'all want me specifically? So I walk back over there and then Jack is throwing out another compliment. He's like, "Oh my God, like, just want to let you know that you're so cute." And I'm like, did he forget that he already told me that I was cute? And then Jack was telling Jill, like, "Isn't she cute?" And Jill was like, "Yeah, she is." So now I'm kind of like, thank you. But in my head, I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Like, you guys are being weird. I don't know if it's the drinks or what, but we're throwing around the same compliment all day. Like, what's up? So I give them their drink. This is drink 3, by the way. Only about 45 minutes into the flight, so we still have an hour and 30 minutes. Quick side note, I always have to monitor those people who drink very fast, especially on a long flight like that, because it's only been 45 minutes and you're on drink 3. No, I can't have you drinking 5-6 drinks in 2 hours and 30 minutes. So I let the other flight attendant know, okay, this is drink 3, it's time. They got one more and that's it. If they're being weird or they start acting a little too tipsy or drunk, then I'm cutting them off because we still have an hour and a half left to go. So I give them their drink, they throw the compliments out, all that good stuff. Mind you, I still can't see Jack's hand, so I'm like, what's going on here? At this point, it's an hour and about 15 minutes into the flight. They press the call button again. So I get up, I go check on them. I'm like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, hey, we'd love to get another round. And at this point, I already have my lie prepared because I just knew they were gonna ask for another drink. And I said, we don't have any more Jack. So that is like the best way I can cut people off, is by telling them we don't even have any more alcohol. Sorry, like water, juice, or soda at this point. And so he was like, okay, that's fine. And for Jill, she got another glass of wine. So they're sitting there, and at this point, I'm like, you know what? I'm bored. Let me just be nosy, see like, what are they talking about, right? Now, before I tell y'all what happened, look at this cute shirt. Do you guys like my shirt? And my cute necklace. So this shirt was something that I had on my Amazon wish list, and I wanted to thank whoever got it for me, because it doesn't tell me who got it unless you actually list your name. But thank you so much for this shirt. I love it. It's so cute. You know, I had someone in the comments one day talking about how in my videos I'm half naked, so here we are, fully clothed with a shirt from my Amazon wish list. And if you guys see anything else on the wish list, please feel free to show your appreciation and get something off of there. Also, I want to show you the cute necklace that I also got from a member of the Pristine Posse, which says Pristine. I hope you guys can see it. And I love it. I love and appreciate my gifts. Thank you so much for the lovely gifts. If you guys have made it this far in the video, please drop a cat emoji and a pink heart emoji. Also, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the Pristine Posse so you can get notifications whenever I post a video. Anyways, back to the story. So I'm chatting with Jack and Jill, and I just wanted to get the tea, like what's going on, because they were just super chatty with me early on. Look, I'm trying to condense the story as much as I can so it's not too long-winded. So anyways, Jack and Jill are talking to me and I'm talking to them. They were like, are you staying out here in Idaho? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, what hotel? And I'm like, I don't know. Even though I do know, for safety purposes, we can't give them that information. And it's like, Jack and Jill, like, why y'all want to know where I'm staying at? Like, it's getting weird. So I was like, yeah, I'm not sure. I just got this trip today, so I don't even know. I'm just going with the flow. So then I, flipped the script. I was like, okay, so what is there to do in Idaho? Tell me more. Tell me about Idaho. And Jack proceeds to tell me that he's never been here before. And then Jill was like, oh, there's plenty to do. There's hiking, there's X, Y, and Z, this, that, and that. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I'm gonna try to check that out, like, while I'm out here. And so then I said, what are you guys doing out here? Y'all, right after I asked that question, Jill was like, I don't know him. I just met him. I am not with him at all. Jack is looking at her in complete disgust, like, sweetie, you wouldn't be with me. I would never be with you. Like, they were both absolutely disgusted in each other after I said that comment, because I thought they worked together. Because they just seemed so friendly on board. He was buying them drinks. She had a ring on. I couldn't see his hand, so I just thought they were together, right? So Jill was like, no, I'm visiting my parents. I just met him on this plane and he wanted to buy me drinks. And then Jack was like, no, that's not my type. Jill is not my type. Nice lady, she's not my type. Literally saying this in front of her. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to Idaho for work. And I was just having a few drinks, you know, enjoying my time on the plane. So now everything is making more sense or whatever. You know, I guess Jill was supposed to be like the wing woman in this whole scenario, not swingers. So I was like, oh, okay. Okay, now this is all making sense. Okay, I'm getting it now. So then they were just like, yeah, we just met each other, like, we are not together. Oh, I almost forgot to mention that when I gave them drink 3, later on I went to the restroom and then they got the other flight attendant to get them a drink 4. So when I came back and they pressed the call button and they wanted another drink and I told them we didn't have any more, they already had 4 drinks at this point. 4. And I think Jill was having like her 5th glass of wine because I said we didn't have any more Jack and Coke. So at this point, they were feeling good and they were not holding back with any of their commentary, which is why they were like looking at each other crazy when I insinuated that they were together. So yeah, y'all, that was basically the story. And then we were about to land and Jack was like, well, I need to give you my business card before I get off the plane. And I was like, okay, well, just find me at the end. Mind you, anytime I say find me at the end, you're gonna forget about me, so it don't even matter. And that he did. He forgot all about me and went and walked straight off the plane. And the forward flight attendant said that he was like stumbling because he already had 4 drinks. So they were nice and inebriated by the time they got off of the plane. But that was basically the story time, y'all. It was crazy. The craziest part was the way they reacted towards each other. Honestly, I'm just glad that I asked questions because the buildup was getting a little weird and I was like, I don't know what's going on. But we cleared that up and now we're all good. But that's the story time, y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you ever had any crazy interactions with passengers on the plane down in the comments, and be sure to like the video, give it a thumbs up. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys like my shirt as much as I do. Okay, it is so cute. Look at the eyes. But all right, guys, I will see you in the next video.